Hey YouTube, welcome to Culinary Explorations. Today we're going to be making a fruity and spicy habanero sauerkraut. Now the first thing is going to be to prep our vegetables, and I'm using one large cabbage with the outer layers removed and saved for later and the core taken out as well. One large onion that I've peeled and quartered, and 3 carrots that I've peeled. I've prepped these all so they fit through the tube of my food processor. I like to use this on the slicing blade because it gives a really nice fine shred to the vegetables and a really nice balance for the veg when we've finished our final ferment. Next, I'm going to be taking the weight of the container that I'm going to use to mix the ferment in. After I've done that, I'm just going to note it down for later. After you've got all of your vegetables chopped up, you can get them into your large container. Now you can't put the habaneros through the food processor. For me the best way is to chop them. I'm going to try grating them here, but it was a complete disaster, so I wouldn't even bother. Stick with the slicing method. Now take the weight of everything together and then deduct the weight of the container. That will give you the entire weight of the vegetables. Now I like to use unrefined sea salt here, and I think the better quality salt you can use for the ferment the better. Just make sure that whatever you choose to use doesn't have any iodine added. I use a ratio of 2%, so for every kilo of vegetables I add 20 grams of salt. Throw that into the container, and now I'm just going to gently mix everything. I just want to disperse the salt through all the vegetables evenly. Right now I'm not interested in squeezing or crushing, I just want to get everything mixed together thoroughly. Now I absolutely hate plastic gloves, latex gloves, whatever you want to call them, but to be honest, with the amount of habanero that I've put in here, I'd rather stick with the gloves for this one. After you've got all of the salt well distributed throughout the veg, we can leave it to sit for an initial 20 minutes, just out at room temperature. Don't worry about putting it in the fridge or anything else, just make sure it's well covered. When you take the lid off, you'll see that the moisture's already started to escape from the vegetables, but at this point we need to get some muscle power into it, so you really want to be squeezing all of the vegetables, turning, squeezing, and think about crushing all of the cell walls. Really squeeze as much as you can. We need to generate a lot of moisture. We're not going to be adding any other water to this, so when we pack it in the jar we want enough moisture to cover all of the vegetable ferment. So I'd say do this for about 5 or 10 minutes. After 5 or 10 minutes you'll see the mass of the vegetable will have reduced and the amount of moisture will have increased. Now it's time to start getting it into the jars. Pack all of the vegetables into the jar really tightly. I like to use a wooden pestle from a Thai crock I've got, but just make sure that you ram everything down really well. The purpose of this is to make sure that you keep pushing all of the moisture out of the vegetables, so eventually it will rise above and then put a nice airtight seal on top of all of our vegetables. And then we're going to get the piece of cabbage we saved from earlier, and we're going to push that down to keep all of the vegetables below that liquid line. You can use pretty much any food grade container to make a ferment. I like to use these glass jars because they fit into my fridge, but I always remove the spring catch and I add an elastic band so that as the vegetables ferment, carbon dioxide is produced and the gases can escape, just to save any of the vessels from cracking. This is my ferment after 24 hours, and as I push down the cabbage leaves with a spoon, you'll start to see the bubbles escaping, so the process has just begun. This is day 2 and we've got a lot more activity now. The ferment's really starting to get going. My ferment was done after just 3 days. I was fermenting at around 32-33 degrees Celsius, so this happened really quickly. In the cooler months it can take 5 or 6 days. But the most important thing is that you try this every single day, and you want to be checking for the texture of the vegetables and also the sourness of the product as well. Now you can remove the cabbage leaf, put the spring cap back on and put the jar in the fridge where it will last for months. This has been in the fridge for 24 hours. It's lost a little bit of moisture through evaporation and also from where the ferment was bubbling out the side of the jar, but you can see there's still moisture in there. It's got an absolutely amazing texture. It's still lovely and crunchy. It's tangy, salty and sour. Well, that's it guys. Thank you very much for watching, and if you liked the video, please hit the like button and I'll see you again soon.